All right, now we have another startup pitch, all the way from across the country, from Hamburg. Please welcome Hyground, a startup that developed sovereign AI agents that fix IT incidents 80% faster inside your own infrastructure. Please welcome on stage Lucas, the founder's associate at Hyground.
Thank you. Thanks for the chairs. Smart idea. All right, I'm Lucas, and I'm talking today about Hyground. Slight information up front, I was not supposed to do this pitch, so please welcome to my PowerPoint karaoke. So what we do at Hyground is a AI agent to resolve incidents and do autonomous IT operations. For insurance, that's important because you guys spend about 7% of your revenue on IT. So basically, IT is your backbone. And the hard and bad news is that 2/3 of that money that you spend is mostly spent on keeping the lights running. Or lights running, lights on. And that's kind of a big deal because it's a lot of money. And despite these investments, incidents still happen, they cost a lot of money, and resolving them is still mostly manual. A typical incident in IT takes around 4 hours to resolve, and 75% of that time is still manual work. And in total, enterprises lose around $600 billion a year just on downtime problems. So let's look at an IT incident and how they typically look like if you don't use Hyground, and then how Hyground changes that. Usually, IT incidents happen when you're not supposed, or when they're not supposed to happen. So at night at 3 a.m. So one of your on-call devs gets pinged, has to wake up, go to the desk, and then starts investigating. Okay, what happened? And then he goes through logs, traces. That takes, on average, 2.5 hours. And then at some point, he finally finds the issue of what happened, and then starts implementing the fix. So on average, that takes 4 hours to resolve. If you use Hyground, while the IT developer or on-call developer gets up, kind of shakes out his legs and starts to wake up, actually, Hyground is autonomously pinged, goes through the whole code base, and has access to all the tools the DevOps engineer would use, understands automatically where the issue comes from, reads logs at machine speed and not like a human really slowly. And then by the time the developer looks at a screen, is fully awake, he gets a full root cause analysis, understands what the issue is, and can straight up implement the fix. So saves on average 3 hours and 20 minutes. The cool part about this as well, usually when you're an on-call dev, after you're done, you really want to go back to sleep. But the thing is, you still have to write documentation of what happened, because otherwise you will forget. Hyground does this also autonomously and fully automated. So in total, you save a lot of time, you keep knowledge, and your on-call developers get a lot more sleep. Now, using AI in production environment sounds like a nightmare and sounds like lost databases, deleted stuff, and really something that ends up in the news. The way we build Hyground is keeping security and sovereignty in mind so that it actually works for enterprises. It is fully self-hosted on your cloud or on-prem, can be even be air-gapped. Data never loses your environment, and even we don't see what actually happens, which for product analytics is kind of bad, but it's really important. And then you can also bring your own model. So if you have hosted frontier models, open source models, again, you can do this fully air-gapped, but you have full control over where your data is sent. In total, this means Hyground lives on your premise, you keep your data, you choose whatever you want to do with Hyground, and you can use AI finally to become operationally resilient without sending your data somewhere where you don't trust the people or the providers. For IT professionals, for the IT departments, this means two things. First of all, less downtime, faster recovery when actually downtime happens. And on the other side, more knowledge is saved, root cause analysis happen faster, and your team is actually has to face less operational stretch. We are already live, so we are already working with the Deutsche Bahn, with EFM, Adesso, and a few other corporates, already sketching out different POVs with insurance providers. Very happy to continue talking about this.